Turn 46. We have a Tower of Silence event. We will take the opinion of Zoroastrians. The pyramids are finished. And we have the choice of an ambition or just getting legitimacy, which we will do. We'll start a Odeon here. We'll chop and start a quarry. That's a 14 stone quarry, well worth getting. We will start a monastery here because I want to build urban tiles along the coast. If I had more time, I would start a quarry and get a specialist, but not going to have time to do that. And I'm going to probably want to start the officer next turn in Samarkand anyway. We'll chop a bit, chop, and start another Rax here. Chop, chop, and start a garrison here. Chop, chop, and start a Odeon there shortly. We'll start a Shrine of Mithra here. Remember to start that garrison. And then that pretty much concludes it. We'll have Portcullis next turn. And made a bunch of notes here. I'm going to put a Shrine of Atar here. Eventually get lumber mills around this. There'll be 5 training for that. And we'll also boost the mine, which will be nice. And we'll get an ore specialist up and running soon as well. So next turn we will start the officer in Samarkand as well. Getting that city up and running. Yeah, and we can potentially pull our judge down there if we need to. We'll probably hard build the 2 apprentices and then immediately start upgrading. Might hard build the miner as well. We'll see how we are on culture. We are building a Palton Cav here, and we see that he's clearing here. I have 2 orders left, kind of want to save them because I'm going to need money next turn for all the things I want to do. Namely infiltrating and tutoring. I can delay infiltrating or tutoring 1 turn if need be, if I'm super short on funds. But I think that's going to be worth it. The reason I'm getting culture here is because I want this city to get up so I can do inquiries. Similarly here for inquiries, and here just so I can build my unique unit out of this city as well. So it looks like we're going to have this city and this city as our primary production cities, at least that we're getting online. This one is fully online with all elder officers. We just need to get ranges next, forests, lots of things we need to get, and also think about 7 laws at some point. Forestry and compo are not on the 7 law path. Sovereignty and citizenship are. So for sovereignty will give us 6, and navigation will give us 7. So I think we go 7 laws first. We are 37 years away of strong culture, so maybe we don't do 7 laws first because we can't actually get to strong culture. Not sure what culture he's at. Can't tell anymore. They changed the tooltip. So some choices next turn. Also see what's available. Sovereignty and compo are going to be probably competing with each other. If we get both, I probably want compo because the sovereignty constitution is going to be a lot of science. So how many specialists do we even have? Yeah, we have to go sovereignty next turn. Just for next for constitution, we need the science. Otherwise, we're going to fall behind. Ranges will have to wait. Forestry will have to wait. So pick up laws next turn as well. All right, exciting game so far. Let's and we're going to sit those 2 orders. Just don't really see the point right now. And this one should collapse borders. They still think it's worth building it because we want an Odeon and it might as well push out borders a little bit more. I'm curious to see how that will actually connect. All right, let's go ahead and send this one back. Tutoring is next turn. Always paranoid about missing that. And yeah, walls are already up in Bactris, so we can get the forum started. All right, let's go ahead and send it back.
And turn 46. We have these raiders incoming. We don't have. He isn't moving forward. That's good. So let's run through our moves quickly. We are picking civic boosts. We are killing this city and doing a rod attack. Assigning a promotion. Unbelievably, Our initial trade on our leader, the carpenter, has finally done something. It gave the ship spawning from the capital, from the bonus card in the capital, 100 experience, so we got an initial promotion, which I'm not even using because I'm choosing to lock a movement rather than get another point of damage in. So the settler in, settling next turn, somewhat blind. Probably here to get this tile near the mountains. Don't know if there's anything up here, but if anything we do have hamlets unlocked, so we can probably connect that. So attacking down here. This will be gone next turn, and then we can another 2 turns to kill this. Don't have that much more orders though, and I need to get something improvements going, especially everything concerning stone. We are building a festival here and another quarry there. We can now easily build workers since we have a builder leader, but we don't have the orders to make that much use of this. We still have events to go through. We are an orator, so we're going to be paying a bit of money for that. I would love to build the Great Ziggurat, but we don't have the stone, so we just take the experience. And down here, I think we'll become gracious. We do want to build quite a few specialists in here still, so getting 2% extra civics is just fine. And we still have one shrine that we can build for. The funny thing is that the Statesmen did convert, because she converted for some reason, randomly, despite none of the Statesmen cities having paganism, but no matter. Anyway, means we're mostly done. Our husband became ill, so looks like another character is going to die young. And still very much all constrained. A lot of idle workers, and the settlers are moving too. I mean, this is 2 turns away. Need this moving down here. Okay, nothing much going on now. Elsewhere, so send this one back and see you soon.
Turn 47. All right, so we've got 2 events here, choosing research and educating our heir. We will be taking our heir towards politics. We have a spy master to assign, and we want to get an agent up. So let's get started. We'll pick sovereignty, as we've discussed, because we want to get the science from the 1 science per urban specialist. We will get an agent in place, sell some wood in order to afford the agent. It's fortunately only 200, and we'll put an agent in there. And it's worth noting, I went with the tactician choice, largely because she was the only cleric choice, and I wanted balance so every family had a counselor, although my opinion is high enough that that did not matter. And more importantly, agents can only be heroes and schemers. So I wanted to preserve my schemer to get that sweet 9.2 science, because that guy could have been a amazing spy master, but I opted to get him as an agent, and he gives me 60 gold from Carthage alone. Carthage, interesting, is at 23 science and 300 money. Holy crap. That improvement fair is doing great work on it, and he's 1 year away from strong. So that is terrifying. 24 culture in that city. He's going to beat me to strong so much. All right, let's go for politics, students. We're going to chop, move our workers around, start this marble, chop, start the Shrine of Atar so that we can boost this mine, and then once we get lumber mills, we'll have 5 production from lumber mills around there. Chop, start some quarries here, and then selling gold to start tutoring, or selling wood to start tutoring. We assign ourselves as a governor in the south. In this city here, I wanted to be a governor. This would have been 5 years and 3. We also want to get governor XP. And we will start a, not sure why it's opening at that window. We will start a Odeon, and we'll start a mine, and then move this into position. We don't have an order actually to start that there, but it should be able to start next turn. I could have reduced some chops, but I think it works out to pretty much be the same. I don't want to replay the entire turn to like chop 1 less so that I can chop here and start. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we will definitely want to get that there. Let's take a look in detail what's going on in this city. So breaking down his science, centralization is giving him 4, which will soon be 6 next turn. Constitution is giving him 3 because he has 3 specialists, 3 urban specialists, 1 rural specialist is giving him 1 point, and then the apprentice specialists are each 2, and there's 2 of them, and the elder specialist is 4. And then his governor is actually his original ruler that is living now forever, even though he's on his 3rd ruler, because of that abdication with 5 wisdom is plus 42. So that's where we're getting 23 science. Interestingly, he's getting 258 gold. The breakdown there is the prosperous governor. The capital itself gives you money. Freedom is giving 16, 4 for each specialist, and he has 4 specialists. Carthage is giving him 10 because it's connected to the city and it's always connected to its capital. Elder Shopkeeper is giving him 40 because as traders you get to start with a market, with a fair, which is the highest level of market, and that gives you the ability to build an Elder Shopkeeper, which gives you 40 gold. A miner is giving him 10. I think presumed from the gems. And then he's got 2 shrines that give him money. Another mine that is, the mine itself is giving him money as well as the miner is giving money. The fair is plus 50%, and then the governor is plus 30% because he also has discipline. This is, I think, why he likes builder, because of that discipline, which is giving him a lot of money, 298 gold a turn, just from Carthage. Having an agent in there gives me 60 of that, which is pretty awesome for me, but that is terrifying. And looking at his culture here, he is plus 24 culture a turn, which means he's 1 turn away from strong. I could be facing strength 8 war elephants here very, very shortly. Although, fortunately, he doesn't have elephants there, but he could, of course, produce them from his rider's seat. I think now I need to get agents into his cities, so next turn priority is going to be move scouts into cities to get agents. Fortunately, I've got some money flow that I can preserve. This scout, this scout might, I don't know, I kind of want to keep one on the front lines, but I think I definitely want to see what's going on in this city site. Presume this is the Statesman seat, I think, so we definitely want to get vision there. We're going to punt it here in a second when he founds there. And then he's got these 2 remaining sites to found. The Gauls, I think, are still alive. Yeah, they're going to have one last site, the mirror of that Scythian site down here. Ooh, that is interesting. And now I understand why he wanted the shrines for money. The shrine of Melkot is plus 20 gold a year. And the other shrine is some money as well. Over here, the shrine of Tanit is also giving him 20 gold a year. So, and it looks like he's got a treasury queued up as well to get even more money out of this city. It's a very, very rich city. The culture really is terrifyingly huge. He's got a luxury feeding the culture of the city as well. I don't have any luxuries online yet. He got those gems online way, way, way before I did. And then, yeah, the Shrine of Tana is giving him some, as well as his paganism. And traders, of course, because he's got gems. They give you culture for that. I have not gotten these gems online. Maybe should have considered it. I can potentially speed this up. It's going to cost me 410 gold. Can't really afford that. So maybe not. I think we'll stick with the Palton, but we are 36 years away. That's why we're getting this. That would have been a minor that gives me, an extra culture turn, not that big a deal. But then I could send the gems back to the city itself to give it an extra 2. So that'd be 3 extra culture turn. I'm building the Odi, I'm building a shrine and then an Odeon eventually. So yeah, we didn't quite manage our culture properly here. I don't think I have a way to get to 400 gold though, so I can't really rush this. I could hard build the Palton. It may actually be worth staggering the Palton 1 turn at least. And I actually have enough to rush it out, but I don't think it's really worth it. You just hard build it. It'll slow down the Palton a little bit, but it'll eventually speed up the Cataphract Archer, which is actually probably more important than just getting this Palton out. Yeah, we probably should have done that earlier. Maybe shouldn't have been hard building. Elder Officer should have gotten that. I don't know, we were pretty tight on growth in this city. Yeah, I don't think I have enough money to get that this turn. Might be able to rush it out next turn. Yeah, so now we kind of see his capital, and that is definitely being very scary, and I presume he's founding Judaism, which is why he's building ranchers. Interesting that he got the double Acolyte. I guess that also is an easy Zoroastrianism with this build, but I rolled Zoroastrianism as my random founding from Clerics. So, yeah. So, yeah, definitely pondering this minor. I think it will... The reason for the minor is to get gems and then send the gems back to the city to speed up the culture. I'm going to need that because I am behind. If he beats me to 7 laws, and even if he produces here in this city, which this city's weak, so he could come over here and upgrade them. And then I'm going to have 8 strength units that I will not be able to respond to, which will be a problem. So I think it's worth hard starting this minor, and then sending it back to the city. Gems back to Parsa. We won't send it to the family, we want to send it to Parsa. So that'll happen on turn 50. Yeah. And the money lets him basically buy specialists and rush them out very quickly. So that's very insightful from what we see from that agent. We'll definitely want to get scouts back to the north. I don't think it's worth putting an agent in here. We really want to find the cities that are really making him lots of science and money. And 23 science in this city. We're not too bad ourselves. We're at 13. But obviously 13 is not 23. We just don't have as many specialists as he does. He's got 2 apprentice specialists. He also has Constitution. We don't. So that's why we're going for sovereignty right now. Don't have the money to infiltrate his lands and reveal everything as well either, which we will like to do at some point. Infiltrate with Spymaster. We just do not have enough money. I don't know whether he has portcullis. Presumably he does. Although, let's see, can he build an Odeon? Well, I can't see if he can build an Odeon. But I know he has chariots, and chariots are on the way, so he may have portcullis, which means he can be getting even more science from agents in our city, and he definitely is swimming in money right now. So, definitely very interesting strat. Always love playing against Frederik because you learn so much. He's got his classic sort of granary growth play here. 22 growth as well, thanks to some of those shrines. And that's very competitive with better than my 16 from Hunters. So, yeah, he can just buy everything out very easily. So yeah, we're similar army-wise. He's got 2 chariots on the field. Not sure where he's producing them, presumably from here. Need to really get eyes on that city. So I do think I needed to do the chops I needed. Because so all right. I think that's probably good for this turn. Definitely very eye-opening, getting eyes on his capital. Glad this is connected, because now I can do this and get these units in play very quickly. So all these are nicely connected, which is very, very helpful, of course. Yeah, all these we can connect pretty easily here and relocate forces as needed. So I feel much better that this is connected. Eventually, we will want to get roads up here. I think the path I have in mind is something like, I'll mark it with road. That's connected, that's connected. We'll need a road here. Probably avoid the marsh. Road here, road here. Road there. Road there. And road there. And that should connect. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 roads. Started these horses just for the order, just because that worker was there. Then I think we'll later build road with that. So basically start roading Gordium next turn, I think. Well, maybe not. I think next turn we go... No, this is the last pasture. No, there's one more pasture. So one more pasture, yes. Gordium. Pasture, 48. And then 40, 50, we're going to say Gordium Road. Because we need to get connections up and running. That'll connect these 2 cities. This city's connected. We want to eventually build towards this, so we can ideally collapse these borders somehow. This city probably will get production up at some point. Won't really be able to. Yeah, we don't really have a way unless we swap to colonies. He's still at 5 laws. But this city can potentially come through here. Or actually, yeah, this production would probably want to build roads. Let's see. Road here, I imagine, and a road here. Like that, and that will connect. So we can get down to this river, and then go along the coast, and then ride back here. And then we're in this loop, and then we'll need to figure out what we want to do here. Ideally, up this river somehow, but we can also potentially start build a road or something. We'll think about it. Because we'll try to produce out of this city. And we are ahead of him in cities right now. He is on 7, and that's going to be 8 for him, and 9 and 10 are these 2, including this very, very valuable site that he does not cleared or settled. So maybe I'll keep 1 unit with his army. I mean, 1 scout up there. Not really sure. I could also see a case for getting a scout out here over the worker, because we can get that scout into Zama, and then when this scout pops up here, it can just go into this seat. That's probably better. I don't want to move this scout from the front, and it's going to be a lot of orders to get up there. Actually, not that many. So we now have coastal movement, but I don't want to abandon the front. Actually, I mean, I think I have enough vision that maybe I can. In which case, I think it's fine with that worker. I do want to keep 1 with his army just to know where it is. So yeah. Okay, so obviously that was a lot of rambling on this turn, but we learned a lot about what Frederick is doing, and are slightly freaking out a little bit. And just double checking, we did start we didn't start a mine at Sardis because we didn't have an order. It will take 2 orders to clear. I'd rather have the upgrades. Maybe we just start it, honestly. There we go, and that's done. We have a lot, and there's nothing left to upgrade right now. We can shrine here. We started an officer. We assigned ourselves as governor. We picked up laws, which we actually forgot to do last turn. We tutored our princess, so we're good. Unfortunately, our husband recovered from being ill. We've got 2 nephews as well. So, yeah. Cannot rush that miner right now. But I think delaying that build a little bit will actually be helpful, because it'll line up with we'll get the Shrine of Mithra to get a free level on that, so that'll help. So I'm fine with that, actually. Okay, so that is a very insightful turn, and getting 60 gold from him is going to help quite a lot. Get everything up and running. I do think I actually want to start that scout. I'd rather have one more scout floating around than not. Could actually build the scout from here. It takes also 5 years. I'd rather get that from here. We can just delay that worker. It's not a big deal. There's not that much the city wants to do, and there's workers over here as well. So we'll start that scout, get that worker. And so I can get eyes on these 2 cities particularly, and then we can have scouts floating around the front or something. Agent cost is going to go up. I think it starts at 200 and goes up 100 a turn as well. All right, that is it for this turn. Very, very insightful turn. We've learned a lot. Definitely want to infiltrate the spy master, but that's also 400 gold that we can't afford. I think agents are probably a high priority, especially because we can get agents into the city. There's a cool thing here in this UI. You can click the home and then cities with agent networks, and you can see all your potential agent networks. And then if we look at our available agents, we got a couple that have great wisdom. We've got one that's already an agent, Smyrnus, at 4 wisdom. We definitely want to get her in there as well. And yeah, the merchant itself, he could have been great for money. As an agent, 20% of the money. But I mean, I think as an agent, it's 20% of the money is 0. And agents always get 20% of the money. They don't scale with discipline, I guess. So wisdom is really the thing you want to be looking for to grab science, and potentially civics in a civics production site. So you might actually swap him around with her or something. It just takes orders to swap them around, because I imagine there's more civics production in the statesman seat. And she's basically the same. I just picked him first because it gives me slightly more money because she's got -1 discipline, but we can move that around as needed. Okay, let's actually end this turn and send it back. Thing to note, I just was opening up and looking at the turn after I'd submitted it. He also has a buy remount. I don't have any ships, which means he can potentially do what he did to me in another game where he starts anchoring here and invading. So definitely need to get vision on these cities to know what's going on, as well as keep an eye on that Byreme. Because if that thing starts coming up here, it's another reason to get a scout here to get vision near this city. I need to know. Another reason to get these roads up so I can connect stuff there. Yeah, I think that's a lot of stuff to do. So, all right, that's just one update that there is a Byreme there. That's terrifying as well. I don't have a Byreme yet. I wonder if he got the free Byreme or if he just hard built it. It looks like it came from the trader city, so maybe it came from here, or he got a free Byreme. Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
And turn 47. We think that was not quite sure. Level up. We got some bad choice of trades, so we're just taking a point of wisdom here. Killing one of the raiders. And finishing up here, founding the city, kind of blind. I would have gotten this fish if we found it here, but not this tile, so overall I think I'm happy with this. It's a rider city with lots of growth. Not the best, but we take it. Killing this camp down here, I think that was a bunch of stone, which is absolutely great. Our husband died, by the way. Getting some more quarries down. Getting the camp down. Since orders. And this is our final order. Spinning it on the scout. Could have also spent it on this actually, now that I think about it. But annoying scout moves. Not that it makes the biggest difference, but we keep it. Then we got our strong culture. Point of discipline. But I think the Mines of Lorien are good enough. We take this. Let it appear down here. We take it. Doubles our iron income. And here I think we take our advice. Just go at tactics. Hopefully he dies. This is the one tactics event that will kill the student if he is not blessed. Otherwise we are throwing him in jail. I mean, one influence and he's back to 0, which is kind of fine, but once we get an actual son or daughter, he will no longer be the heir, which will mean this one goes away. He doesn't like us particularly, so we can run an intercession. I mean, we keep him around for now. I think we want a reminder. Oh no, we cannot. When he's 12 is the earliest I can influence. Yep. So 2 years from now, that's 49 influence. Yeah. This doesn't reach us still. We kind of want to anchor next turn so we can move the settler down. Actually, I think it can wait. If anything, we want to prioritize this. Good thing by being a builder is that we are getting these workers out fast, so we can push our economy now, despite being behind in cities. So we are catching up. He has 3 developing, we have 1 strong city, which is not exactly where we want to be. Hoping for forestry next turn, and then drawing these 2 together with drama. We're not adding anything, so it's 1 and 5, and depending on what we research here, we will be polluting the draw pile or the discard pile a bit with our next research. So, I mean, these 2 are also kind of important now. Monasteries also work with monks. It's 2 turns, so in 3 turns we'll get our religion. That's just in time for the sitrep. And as far as my luck is concerned, the Holy City will spawn here where there's no growth, and all the natural spread will go into his territory. That's one of the big disadvantages from getting religion that late. Could have been a lot earlier if he would not have founded Zoroastrianism. This, what are we looking at? It's like 1, 2. Do I want to stop here? Do I even want to stop here? This feels a bit vulnerable. Probably want to, because he can move forward to here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So probably stopping here with Jared on top. Me seeing him also adding quarries, unsurprisingly. Let's still getting rid of all these scrubs is costing quite a few orders. So I'm not even using all my workers yet. Need to get quarries up, need to get garrisons up for orders, although kind of need to save stone for our wonder that we want. But not much to do this turn, so we'll send that turn back. Picked up Gracious here, it was last turn. Here I'm not looking to spend that money quite yet. At least on rushing specialists. There's quite a lot of forest tiles, that's good for what I want to do. Assuming we can get them started. We will have food for days once we get this online. I mean, will have his have a hunter city down there. His pyramids here in Sardis. That is this city for him. So this is one of his hunter cities, unsurprisingly, because this horse is there. Yeah, getting this city early. With all this growth. No wonder he got his cities founded. Still surprised that he got down there so fast that he chose to scout and settle to the south. Wonder if he got an early the Landmark event for an early Byreme. Not seeing anything anchoring. No matter. Here we are finishing this off. He hasn't shown himself. Haven't seen his scouts move this turn, so he's busy by the looks of it. Take a quick look at the resource prices. Yup, this is going down. He's selling quite a lot of wood, so all those mercenaries are costing him money. They're costing me money too. But I'm having some discipline and I'm having Carthago that make money. So there's not much in terms of money resources on this map. There's some pearls here. There's the 1 gems there, but those are half culture resources. Snow, gold or silver. I mean, there might be some resources down here, but overall, not that much money. And he's probably feeling that, since he's selling that much wood. He hasn't started any wonders, any additional wonders. So, I don't think the lighthouse is worth it, unless there's some big cluster of cultural resources down there. We have those are both statesmen settlers. The question is, do I want to pick one for traders still? Probably not. I mean, the marble makes these a bit better in terms of being able to build specialists, but not enough. I mean, he can't be too far behind in terms of culture. Oh, I wanted to reassign our luxury, maybe. This is 83 years away. We go reassign luxury. And oh, if we want to keep him around, I kind of want to tutor him. But really, do I want to spend the orders? No, I don't. No, I don't. If anything, I want to spend orders to arrange a marriage again, so we can get our own kids going. Oh well. Maybe next turn. See you soon.
Turn 48. The choice here of culture or civics. Since this is culture in the city I want to get culture in, I will go for it. Then the other one is family favors, which is stockpile 2000 training or 20 XP. 2000 training should be in reach. It's just a couple years. It'll give me an ambition, and importantly, there'll be 80 opinion with the hunters for 40 years, which is very strong. I will start some nets here. I'll chop and start a pasture here. I'll chop and start a mine here, just trying to chop to keep my wood supplies up. Start a festival here so that I can get a stonecutter on my last quarry. To move my scout around, I'm going to try to get the scouts back. This scout came from up here. I'm going to move it up here, try to get to Zama, get some vision in there. Moving this just closer to shoreline, and then also starting a rally. My ruler is ill, but she's 33, so I'm hopeful she won't go into ill into doomed, because that would be very, very awkward. It is a 20% chance of going to doomed, and then 20% chance of becoming severely ill, so hopefully she'll recover next turn. And then we go for a quarry next turn, or 2 turns from now, in whatever the city's Ektabana. Ekbatana. Ektabana and Bactra. Okay, so we got another worker here that will probably start. I kind of need to desync my workers because I'm getting very swingy. Maybe shouldn't have burned that training because it would have been nice to have 200 more training, but what can you do? We'll get this fisher up next turn. I'm also going to send that fisher to Parsa because I really need to catch up culture-wise in Parsa. And once Parsa hits strong, we will send all those to Samarkand. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Looks pretty good. 13 orders. We moved all our scouts. This scout is 4 years away, but yeah, having 4 scouts, we'll get 1 more into agents here. This one probably will come up here. I don't think it can move that much more next turn, so yeah, we're just trying to get scouts in. This one might be able to move into here and make a dash for that city. Or I can just go around this way and go to Zama, and then this one can come up this way and go to, I guess, Hadrumutan. Yeah, 26 science now in this city. I guess he gained a point of wisdom, maybe is all I can think of. Oh, he's F5. Not entirely sure. Oh, centralization, that's why. He's now strong, so he has 8 cities, because he just found it here as well. And this one has just hit strong, so interesting city mix for him. 7 weak and 1 strong. Definitely want to keep an eye on Ishtar, because I'd love to build Ishtar here, I think. In this city, it'll give me a lot of culture, but we need quite a lot of stone and iron for Ishtar. So we're probably 5 turns-ish away from Ishtar, or so, not counting what it will take to burn. So we'll see here, consider Ishtar, let's say, on turn 53. Alright, I think that's it for this turn. We battled on a lot in the previous turn, so I'll spare you that and send this one back.
And turn 48. Nothing too interesting happening. Just a matter of where we spend our orders between military and workers. Choosing forestry here. Sending our scout over to scout the final city site, and there's another different tribe that we are declaring war on. Nothing much except getting some legitimacy. Setting our settler down here and the chariot on top, like we checked out last turn. Then we are doing our military moves, attack down here, healed here, and I'm not quite sure what we did here. We have some worker movement. Actually, not sure what we did. What I did. Arranged a marriage, and then we upgraded here with our last order. We have some events to do. 20 culture is quite nice, especially since the follow-up can lead to us getting a stat, but I'm taking the stone here, trying to get the museum down, since we now have strong culture. We have not yet reassigned this luxury. We can here marry the other guy that was on offer like 2-3 turns ago. But since now it's a marriage for love, we would have to pay 6 legitimacy, so we just take a stat point instead. And we arranged our new marriage here. I don't want to spend the stone, even though the investment here would be fine. Just go council, I think. Could also just invest in any unit. No, invest in culture. He is still similar and competent. There's no specialists here. Or auto spent. Can't rush here. Not using these workers in the city with the builder sucks. Probably delaying taking this city for a bit. It is still producing units. So not everything has spawned. There's a strength 5 Javelineer on the city itself. Seems to be mostly growth in here, and of course Metro Mountains. But it doesn't look too interesting of a settle, so I don't make it a priority. I'd rather use my workers up here. I don't think the production queue helps us much. We have lots of other tiles we can improve in these cities, and these workers are idle, so I'm not making this a priority. Probably waiting. I mean, I'll check it out with the scout and then maybe waiting for a raid, killing the raiders and then moving in. I'm not too sure yet. Maybe buying one of the melee units from them. There are Huskars that have cleave or can upgrade into Husk, the warriors that can upgrade into Huskars. But we are prioritizing worker movements now, I think, over clearing the final camp. This is taking quite a few turns. Let's Afterwards, metaphysics steel. For the can draw drama, we will put a free scholar and land consolidation in here too. So we're drawing 2 out of 5. Or rather, this also gets discarded too, right? So it's not drawing 2 out of 8. Worst, taking metaphysics. Although we don't necessarily want to. I'm not looking forward to building archives since they cost stone and we don't have the stone. We don't have a scholar leader. Archives in here would be fine-ish. But just a treasury here, treasury here, treasury from the settle. Yep, looks like we're good. No more orders. I don't think I can do anything with the rest. Yep, sounds good. Let's send this one back.